I think the biggest challenges for business today really revolve around how to manage the pace of change. We're seeing businesses that were household names only a few years ago disappearing. An example would be Kodak. And we're seeing new businesses sort of come out of nowhere and achieve positions of global dominance within a few short years. So this is very concerning if you're a business and you're not sure where your competition is going to come from or whether your business will even remain relevant over the next 5 to 10 year period. So I think what businesses really need to get a handle on is how to be agile and be able to react to changing market dynamics and react to competition that may come from left field that you didn't even know existed a year or two ago. And that agility in building those agile processes is going to be one of the major challenges, I think, for large organisations moving forward.
As we look at IT transformation, the world is shifting to a much more as-a-service type model. So we have to look at not the immediate value of the projects that we are managing and delivering and finishing, but also the ongoing value of the Evergreen IT estate. So for us, that means a number of things. It means keeping hardware assets in life cycle, keeping software assets in life cycle, keeping the operating system in life cycle, managing future transformations to new platforms such as cloud-based platforms, cloud-based applications, and all of these other changes that need to be managing. So consequently, IT migration is now a permanent part of most organisations' digital transformation strategy. Underpinning every IT transformation is a set of data that we use to understand what we have today. So once we understand what we have today, we can migrate and we can change it and we can move the processes to what we need to have tomorrow. Getting that data correct, because of the legacy environments that people support, is a challenge that everyone faces. Now, these legacy systems maybe haven't been fed and watered as they should have done, so consequently a lot of project teams get tasked with the cleansing of that data to give us the baseline we need to then manage the migration. Getting the right data at the right time is a critical underpinning element of every successful IT transformation project. So being able to have somewhere that you can take maybe messy or unclean data, cleanse it, and then action it is the key component of a successful migration project. If we start with garbage in, then absolutely we'll get garbage out.
I think every organisation does need an ongoing transformation strategy, because transformation and digital transformation isn't, if you like, a destination. It is an ongoing journey. So you don't digitally transform and then stop, it's constant. And so this means the need to manage constant change. And I think this is the biggest disruptor to business. That in the old days, they could manage their change projects once every 5, 6, 7, 8 years. Now it's multiple change projects happening every year. And businesses need tools that can enable them to manage this pace of change in ways that simply weren't possible before.
All IT transformation programs can be managed manually. So we can manage them on spreadsheets and we can have teams of people that do them. The better way of doing things is to automate the heavy lifting processes. So by automating heavy processes, we can then reduce the amount of errors that happen through the manual processes, but we can also make things much, much faster. So a good example might be that we have an organisation with 5,000 applications. Now, we could go through those applications and make them compatible A to Z, but doing that's not going to enable any velocity in our projects. By automating the process of prioritisation, we can then make sure that we're turning the most assets green in the fastest possible time, and therefore filling a deployment funnel probably quicker than we can actually physically deploy. That's just one example of where automation can help. Other areas might be automation around email communications, around deployment of a new operating system and the applications, and ultimately getting a zero-touch process in place, it enables so much more efficiency within the organisation and speed of project delivery.